Hi guys, another one for you today. We have a VHS release of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. For anyone in the UK, you'll know what this sticker here means 15. For anyone in the States, I do believe this would have been an R rating. Now, I remember hearing about this. So, a very, very quick story. Back when I was a young boy, my mum and father had split up. My dad would have custody of me every fortnight. But during that fortnight, I would spend my time at my grandparents' house, which was my father's mother and father, Nan and Grandad. And my granddad, through those 2 weeks before I would come over, would always record movies for me. Predominantly horror films, because Grandad knew what I liked. So I'd have something to watch when I stayed. Unfortunately, this wasn't one of them. The original Halloween, was. So my first introduction to the Halloween franchise was Halloween 1978, the original. My introduction to Friday the 13th was initially part 6, Jason Lives. And I don't know why that made me feel sick, that one. I don't know why, but I think I was only 11 years old when I first saw that, so who knows. But anyway, back to it at hand. So my first introduction, Halloween 1978. Naturally, I had to watch all the other ones. You've seen my other video, the Halloween 1 and 2 double feature VHS that I showed a couple of episodes back. But this one is a bit of an odd one. This is an off-brand VHS that I bought. Probably, again, I've mentioned it before, Virgin Megastore, HMV. But I do remember renting it from a it wasn't Blockbuster, but it was a slightly obscure VHS rental shop in the centre of the town where I was living at the time. And I remember seeing this, and I was like, shit, Halloween 3. I've got to see this. I made the same mistake back then that everyone else made. No Michael Myers. Where is he? But you know what? I fell in love with this movie. There's a woman in here called Ellie. And I remember there was a fish and chip shop 10 minutes up the road from where I lived at the time. And the girl that worked in there, probably in her mid to late 20s, spit an image of Ellie. Every time I saw her, I just wanted to go home and watch this. But again, like I say, this is an obscure one. And the reason for that is I don't know if it was something to do with the time, the decade it was released. I think I probably purchased this in probably around 2001. It might have even been a little bit earlier than that. But again, like I say, this is a 15. So this, without me knowing about it at the time, is actually a cut version. This is the cut version of Halloween 3. I remember only years ago, probably when it was released on Blu-ray, the uncut version, the scene where the man in the suit walks into the hospital. He has his leather gloves on, and he rips the skull apart, the bridge of the nose of the old timer holding the mask. That was completely cut in this version, and I didn't realise that at the time. So naturally, when you see a film like this that's cut and you don't realise it, and then you go and see it again on a different type of media, and it's fully uncut and restored, you're actually quite blown away, which is what makes revisiting movies like this so phenomenal. But this was the very first copy of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch I owned. And I do love it. I do love it. And this is, again, another video cassette in truly brilliant condition. Looks like there seems to be a slight bit of water damage on the inside of the sleeve that you don't notice from in there. But again, this is the cut version. The video cassette, again, rewound. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But again, this is it says sales by Spearhead Sales and Marketing, distribution by Sony Operations, Game Entertainment Group. So yeah, again, this is a budget DVD, not one of your major release. I keep saying DVD, I do apologise. This is a VHS. Get your facts straight, Media Dad. But again, this was one that was near and dear to me at the time, because obviously I bought this, or rented it before I bought it, hoping for Michael Myers. He never showed. But I remember as a kid, and anyone who watches this that remembers VHS tapes or DVDs, when you used to go into Blockbuster, and it would always be the cover art that would want you to get that film. I remember I used to go in there with my nan. It's just the same nan that where I had the granddad that would take my films for me, and I would always say, Nan, I want that one. And I always remember the one that always used to scare me the most as a kid was the poster for the original 1985 Fright Night with the house and a ghostly figure, vampire above it. It captivated me. But anyway, off track. But this one I do hold near and dear to me. There was no Michael Myers in it. But I loved this film. I could never understand a lot of the hate that it's gained a massive cult following over the years. But this one I do indeed love. And I have got this on Blu-ray. I've got it on Plex as well. You know, I haven't got a VCR player, so I can't pop it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I will get a VCR player and I will have a look at these to see what the quality's like.